Well,
apparently,
with Trump,
like there was this thing. If Trump dies, do
you really think it's gonna? I don't think he's gonna die. I just don't think it's gonna happen. I know he's in the age group, but like he has the best.
Nah, he's not gonna die.
He has the best care in the country, and obviously he's
I
not.
think that might kill him. Because,
What?
Do you know? This is what I read recently. So Trump has been given the most amount of drugs to treat COVID.
Yeah.
So he's been given like this fucking cocktail of drugs.
So you think that
hasn't been experimented on everyone? I'm sure it's like he's probably like begging the doctor, fix me, please. This is too much. But maybe that will kill him.
Yeah.
It's like anyways, look, even if he doesn't die, it's real shit to be in this situation just before the elections. And
isn't it good?
What do you think about Joe Biden's performance in the debate?
I loved it. As a guy who doesn't really like Joe Biden that much, I genuinely enjoyed the debate, and I think that Joe Biden fucking killed it.
Are you turning around like the rest of those simps on YouTube?
No, I'm not turning around. I still kind of don't. I still want Trump to be... I am live right now. Woohoo!
That's like the least egregious thing said on this pod, so don't worry about it.
I mean, you're amongst friends, but not digitally.
Yeah, not digitally, definitely not. And
let's explore that. Do you want Trump to win?
No, I'm kind of honestly indifferent. Look, if someone put a gun to my head, I'd want Joe Biden to win because I'm not crazy.
Flip-flop.
But at the same time, I don't think there's that big of a difference. Do you know, like, okay, in terms of foreign policy, Iran would be affected. Trump's policy in Iran would change. In terms of China, things would be more or less consistent. In terms of everything, things would be more or less consistent.
No, not in terms of climate change.
Not in terms of climate change. But here's the thing. I'm not saying that Joe Biden's going to come in office and deny climate change the way Trump did. But my question is, Joe Biden is going to be equally, okay, maybe slightly less pressurized by the fossil fuel lobby in the U.S. because they're very fucking powerful.
I don't think that the Democrats even get their money from fossil fuel anymore, as in they do get money from the fossil fuel industry, but that is not who they are trying to appease.
I don't mean in terms of donations.
They're trying to appease Wall Street. They're trying to appease big tech.
They are, and I understand that. But I'm not saying in terms of donations. So there's one type of influence where someone literally gives you, let's say, I don't know, $40,000 for your campaign. I'm talking about that if you, that the fossil fuel lobby, America's found this fucking huge gold mine of oil. They have a lot of fossil fuels, which they didn't have before, and they want to sell them badly. It's the same predicament that Australia is in. Yeah, we don't like climate change, but also, what am I going to do with all my fucking coal? So I'm going to have one party that's going to completely deny climate change. That's your job. Then the other party is going to have to fucking make sure that even though there are policies that affect climate change, but you still protect the fossil fuel industry. It's the same thing with the U.S. Theirs is just like recent. So I think Joe Biden is going to be heavily influenced by them. So he might put out things like subsidies for solar panels on houses, low-picking fruits. He's going to pick them really easily. But the question is, are you going to stop subsidizing all of these fossil fuel companies? And I don't think he will.
No, but like just in Queensland, he doesn't have to. You can play both games. You can make them very happy about the fact that they are still getting subsidised and they will still get beaten by renewables because the technology is better.
But it needs to be fucking rapid.
You really are just comparing Windows XP with one of those alien gameware systems.
Yeah, look, that's why I said if someone put a gun to my head, I would say Joe Biden. Because I don't, he's objectively better than Trump, particularly on this issue. But generally speaking, I just don't think, the only thing that's going to do is like finally they'll just have an adult and then the rest of the world is going to look at them slightly more seriously. Because at this point, like Trump is a bit of a joke. So no one kind of takes him seriously. Any policy, like his Iran policy, Israel and Saudi Arabia are on board, but he's trying to pitch it to Europe and Europe is not agreeing with it. Someone like Joe Biden, if he pitches the same thing, they might listen. So I'm just saying, so it helps with those, but there's not going to be any dramatic change. I'm not looking for it either way. But what I just think it's a fucking shit show, man. It always has been a shit show. And if Trump wins again, things are not going to change too dramatically, like they haven't after Obama.
I don't know. Chomsky says that if he wins another one, he could quite possibly end organized society.
Well, for him,
There
'cause
is higher stakes than normal.
Chomsky's going to die, since he definitely agrees with that. Look, okay, I'm not going to fucking try and defend Trump. He's worse than Biden. So, and I did like Biden's performance. Coming back to the point, I think that the way Biden was calling him a loser, he was telling him to shut up. He was saying how you're the worst president in the United States history. All of that is considered to be like a bad thing for people watching, but I think that's good. He's just trying to establish that, yo, you're not the only alpha in this house. And that's all that's required from that debate, honestly.
Absolutely.
People watching it just go like, particularly like these men, just go like, yeah, he's a boss too. If the dynamic is that there's one alpha, which is Trump, who is able to bully Biden, no matter how good Biden's policies are, no matter how smart he is, none of that's going to matter. There's no one voting for a beta male, even though they might be really nice. And I think Biden established the fact that he is also a alpha.
2 beach masters on stage,
Yeah.
tussling tusks.
Tussle
And
tuss.
it was a great thing to see. But also, 2 beach masters past their prime. So it was also a funny thing to see.
It was funny.
I really do like the fact that they were those 2 Muppets that always sat at the top of the balcony in The Muppet Show.
Yeah, it's true.
They didn't like each other, but they kind of did at the same time. And that's
Yeah.
what made it wholesome. I really didn't like all of the commentary about that debate. Every single person going, this was a shocking debate. No, it wasn't. It was
I
the
don't
best
think it
debate
was.
I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Because it was like a heavyweight title trash talking session
Yeah.
before the fight.
It was less shocking than the Hillary Trump ones, sure, definitely, right?
That was a horrible experience.
Yeah.
No one enjoyed that. That was boring and tense.
Yeah.
This was funny and pretty much like this podcast, just people talking over the top of each other.
And Hillary was trying to do her comebacks in a smug way. She was like, her entire thing was, I'm very smart and I am smarter than Trump, and Trump doesn't know. This is the thing. I don't think the American people or any people care about how smart you are. That is not a consideration. They need to vibe with you. And if you're going to like make all of your comebacks as these smug things of how I'm smarter, people are not going to vibe with you. But Biden wasn't being smug. He was just straight up telling them, shut up, dude.
Yeah.
There's something endearing about it. And he deserved
And there's something
to be
also
told
that's
to
like,
shut up.
it's not as entitled. There's some street smarts to it.